Are you over 30 and trying to make makeup work for you? And so if you are, today I'm going to be going over my list of makeup must-haves if you are over the age of 30. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. If you guys are new here, my name is Staci. I feature unfiltered makeup opinions. I have honest reviews, OG, old school tutorials on my channel. And I also have the unfiltered series, so definitely go check that out after this video. Are you trying to make makeup work for you if you're 30 and older and you find that maybe it's a little bit too drying, or it looks a little cakey on your face, or it just doesn't make your pores look flawless? It really accentuates them. Well, today I have a list of makeup products that are ideal for women over 30. Now, first, we're going to start off by talking about the base. When you have a really good base, the rest of the makeup goes on really, really well. And I have found that being in my mid-30s, this base is really good for mattifying my skin, blurring my skin, and also filling in my fine lines and my wrinkles without creating something super cakey and over the top. And we're talking about the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. This is a $10 drugstore primer. It performs like high-end, and it does just what I told you. It blurs my skin, it fills in my fine lines, fills in my pores, and it does mattify my skin as well. And it creates a really good base for foundation to cling to. And being over 30, we want to fill in our fine lines. We want to minimize the look of pores, and this does just that. For foundation, I have a couple that I wanted to mention, but one I am actually wearing, and it's the Fenty Soft Lit Filter Foundation. This is a new release of 2024, but this is such a nice, lightweight, naturally luminous looking foundation. It doesn't over accentuate any of my fine lines. It doesn't settle into anything funny, and it does last a long time on my face. Paired with that primer, it is a beautiful foundation look that you get, and I'm wearing it today so you guys can see, like, this is what it looks like on somebody who is over the age of 30. And I just like the properties that it has in it. It just makes me look glowy. It makes me look fresh. It makes me look youthful. And that's what I'm looking for in a foundation. And it doesn't look cakey. This is a high-end version that I definitely recommend if you are over the age of 30. It is such a good foundation. If you're looking for a drugstore foundation that's really good for somebody who's over the age of 30, I definitely would have to recommend the L'Oreal Infallible 32-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. This is a drugstore foundation, so you can find it at your local pharmacy. You can find it at a Rite Aid, a Walgreens, a CVS, Walmart, Target, that sort of thing. It typically retails for about $15, $16 right in there, so it's about half the price of the high-end Fenty foundation. And this is a 32-hour fresh wear foundation. It is very natural looking on the skin. It looks very airbrushed. It looks great when you apply it with a brush instead of a sponge, but you can use both. And it pairs really nicely with the Liquid Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. as well. It has the same qualities as the Soft Lit Filter from Fenty. It really does just blur my skin. It makes it look airbrushed, flawless. It doesn't over accentuate your pores. It just really gives you this airbrushed makeup quality, and it looks gorgeous on my skin. And again, I'm over 30 and it just looks so beautiful on my skin, and I definitely couldn't recommend this one enough. For concealer, I want something that isn't drying on the under eyes. I want it to be rejuvenating. I want it to be hydrating, but I also want it to give a little bit of coverage and brightness, and the Tower 28 Serum Concealer does just that. This is like I said, it's a serum concealer, so it really is this lightweight formula, very thin on the under eyes, and it really just covers what you need covered, and it gives this luminous finish to the skin. It's non-drying, which really, when you have a drying formula on your under eyes, it tends to seep into your fine lines, and it tends to seep into any texturization that you have, and this doesn't do that. It's such a thin formula, but it does give really good concealer coverage, and I really enjoy using this concealer on an everyday basis. I use it to spot conceal. I also use it on my under eyes, and it just makes my under eyes look very airbrushed, flawless, bright, and beautiful, and it's perfect for being over 35. For bronzer, I want something that's going to give an airbrushed look. It's going to make me look really sun-kissed. It's going to make me look like I've been in the sun. I've been getting a little bit of a tan. And I also want something that has a little bit of a matte formula to it, only because I don't really like being really shiny. Shininess tends to make me look aged. And this bronzer from Sigma, this is the matte bronzer in the shade medium, provides just a really nice warm glow to the skin, and the shade medium is like the perfect shade for me. It goes on really smoothly, it blends out like a dream, and it just is such a buttery formula. It doesn't settle into any texturization or anything like that I have. It looks very airbrushed on the skin, and I just love the way that it makes me kind of look youthful, sun-kissed, and flawless. Luminizers in my blush, they're beautiful. Luminizers in my bronzer, it's beautiful, but sometimes it can make me look a little bit aged because I look a little bit shiny. It depends on if you're going for the glowy, dewy look or if you're looking for a more matte look. I tend to like a little bit more of a matte look, especially now that I'm past the age of 30. I find that sometimes being a little bit too glowy, it just makes me look aged. And we have a new release from Singe Beauty, and this is such a beautiful blush. It's their Silk Evocative blushes. I have the shade Riveting Rhubarb. And this is such a good formula because it looks matte in the pan, but when you apply it, it's just like a silk formula across your face. And it's a little bit glowy, but not too glowy. And it doesn't like accentuate anything. It blends out so beautifully. The formula is absolutely gorgeous in this one. And it is just such a great quality, the way that it applies, the way that it looks on the skin. And it really does just give me this like youthful, blushed, glowy look. For highlight, if I am highlighting anything on my face, I want it to be smooth. I want it to look like I have little hits of light on my face that are just like extrally enhanced. I don't want texturization. I don't want my pores to show. And this highlight from Sigma Beauty is absolutely stunning. I have the shade Sizzle, and this is their powder highlighter. This is such a beautiful formula because it's kind of a pink shade and it looks really good on my cool undertoned skin, and it really just gives me this like beautiful glow to it. If I really want to do like a streak of highlight across my face, then I can build it up to do that, but this is such a beautiful highlight because you can build it up to be really, really glowy, or you can be really, really, really subtle with it and you just look like you have this like glowy, juicy, very lit from within skin, but it's not too over the top and it doesn't age you. Now, when it comes to lips, I like doing simple lips these days. It's something neutral, something that nourishes the lips. I don't want to stain. I don't want like a long-wearing liquid lipstick because it dries out my lips. And I have found that the Revie Beauty Effortless lips are just like the ticket to having very beautiful, colorful lips, but also nourished lips. Now, Revie Beauty came out with 3 of them. I have 2 here. My favorite shade is Lily. I have on Tulip, which is more of a pinkish red shade. So these ones they kind of remind me of like your tinted lip balm, but they have more pigmentation in them, but they provide that nourishing quality that you like in a tinted lip balm. And it's more so a lipstick. They're absolutely stunning. They don't dry out your lips, but they make them look really nourished, really juicy. And it's not like too juicy where you look like your hair is going to be getting stuck to your lips. These are just like very natural looking lipsticks from Revie Beauty, and they are absolutely stunning. I absolutely love these, especially in the winter months as we're getting into colder months. When my lips are getting more dried out, these are my go-to because they're very nourishing on the lips. Now, as for eyeshadow, I want something that's very easy to blend out. I want something that offers a lot of dimension, but I have found that Natasha Denona eyeshadows are the way to go when I'm just doing a quick, simple eyeshadow look. I have a couple of Natasha Denona eyeshadows here. But definitely, if you're looking for something that's very natural, very easy to blend out, I couldn't recommend enough the I Need a Nude palette. If you are looking for an eyeshadow palette that has a lot of depth and range, but it's also very neutral, this is the palette for you. It does have these like wet, beautiful, foily formulas. And honestly, This is one of my more reached for palettes in my collection because it is a cool tone, neutral color story. It has these foils in here that just look wet on the lid, and it just really makes your eyes like sparkle and pop. And if you're looking for that kind of formulation, Natasha Denona definitely has a really good formulation, especially in the I Need a Nude palette. As far as like brightening up my eyes, I really want to brighten up my eyes, especially being a little bit older. And I have found that putting a white eyeliner on the bottom tight line of my eyes really brings my eyes to life and makes me look brighter. It makes me look youthful. And it really just brings out and makes my eyes pop a little bit more. It doesn't matter what kind of eyeshadow I am wearing, if it's a neutral, if it's a color, if it's like super deep, dark, sultry. Any kind of eyeshadow look that I'm wearing, I really do like to pop on a white eyeliner on the bottom lash line, and it really just makes my eyes pop. This is a cream gel liner, the white one from ColourPop, and I just find that this one is long wearing and it goes on really, really easily. It just glides on my under eyes so nicely, and it's really easy to apply. For brows, I am the type of person who doesn't like to spend a lot of time on my brows. My brows are very wonky, and I have found that the more time I spend on my brows, the more wonky that they look. So if you're the type of person like that, or if you just have brows that you don't really want to deal with, I do have to say that the Give Me Brow from Benefit Cosmetics, I have a little sample size here, is the way to go because it does fill your brows in, but it also makes them look a little bit fluffy, and it really just like sets them and cements them in place all at the same time while also tinting them. It's a really good product, especially if you're somebody who is over the age of 30 and you're not looking to carve out your brows. Sometimes I feel like carving out my brows really make me look aged, whereas keeping my natural brow shape, keeping the natural fill in my brows, and just making them look a little bit fuller tends to make me look a little bit more youthful. For mascara, I've actually been loving this type of look lately. I found that it really makes my eyes look a little bit more fluttery, a little bit more natural. And don't get me wrong, I love a black mascara, but you can't go wrong with a brown mascara if you're the type of person who wants more natural looking lashes, but they still look full and voluptuous. This is the Essence Lash Princess False Effect Mascara in their brown shade, and I'm wearing it today. It really gives my lashes like this natural look to them, where they're still full and fluttery, but they're brown instead of deep black. They do have a black version of this, which I do highly recommend as well. But if you want like full looking voluptuous lashes, but they don't look completely 100% fake, this is the False Effect Mascara, and it does give my eyelashes just this full, fluttery, full lash look without being too dramatic or too over the top. And I find that when I'm doing natural everyday makeup looks, this is a good alternative for me to be able to have natural looking lashes. So that is my list of makeup must-haves if you are over the age of 30. These are products that I love to use every single day. They are products that are like tried and true for me, and they just make me look, I feel like they make me look more youthful. They don't over accentuate any fine lines or pores on my face. They make my face look more airbrushed and flawless, and it just gives me a really nice makeup look at the end of the day. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys consider subscribing before you go, and I hope I get to see you in my next video. Bye!